You know what's absolutely bad? When I hate every single one of the movies on this list, and I really don't even feel like talking about them. So I'm not even gonna do a top 10. We're gonna do a top 5. Because the other 5, I don't even feel as though they deserve being in a movie. Like in a video. So, we're at the end of 2021. Here are my top 5 worst things that I have watched this entire year. Number 5, Snake Eyes. Now I can understand that for whatever reason, we want to start a G.I. Joe cinematic universe. And I really feel like the original G.I. Joe movie that they did with Channing Tatum was good. It was a cheesy popcorn movie. I enjoyed it. But then they absolutely ruined whatever potential they had with the sequel, Rise of Cobra. And here we are with them attempting to reboot and do an origin story for another character in Snake Eyes. I shit you not. You will walk away from this movie feeling as though Storm Shadow has every single right to absolutely fucking despise Snake Eyes. The dude's an asshole. The way in which he's portrayed in this movie is horrible. Like, imagine you invite someone into your house, they break all of your laws, they steal some of your stuff, they go off and kill people, and then you, following the laws of your house, leave your house to hunt this person down and bring them to justice, and then have everybody in your house say you're a rogue ninja because you decided to go and bring justice on a guy who broke all of our... This movie is fucking bad. It is horrible. And a running theme throughout all these movies is that I'm not going to remember any of the actors' names, and I'm not going to care to stop and look up any of their names. This movie is bad. Stay away from this movie. It is absolutely fucking horrible. And we're going to roll right into number 4. Because number 4 is another movie that completely assaulted my senses, and it is Mortal Kombat. Yes, Mortal Kombat, you are not safe from this list, because you are absolute trash. All you had to do was a simple premise. There's a tournament in another universe. We're picking fighters from Earth, we're dropping them in this other universe. Those fighters are going to fight these fighters, and there are going to be some brutal fatalities. For whatever reason, we decided that we were going to rewrite Mortal Kombat lore. Why? For what? Now everybody has a magical tattoo, and the magical tattoo gives you a stand from freaking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in some way, shape, or form, where it's like your tattoo may give you robotic hands, or it may make you shoot fire, or give you a laser vision. No! These were just abilities that the characters had. Sonya's supposed to be a badass technical engineer. She builds machinery that helps her kick ass. Kano is supposed to get his cybernetic eye after he loses his eye to Sonya. But what is going on here? They even had a situation where the original Scorpion and the original Bihan met like 200 years in the past, but then they drop hints that the Scorpion from the main universe, who's the younger brother of... Sorry, not Scorpion, the Sub-Zero from the main universe, who's the younger brother of the older Sub-Zero Bihan, like, he's alive, but then it's like, how is he alive? How did Lin Kuei recruit him? Like, why is there a 200-year difference between the brother and the younger brother? What's going on here? What's happening? Then we create a completely new character in Cole Young, who doesn't even have to exist. Cole Young's entire journey is Johnny Cage's journey. If you're gonna make a character like Cole Young, just give us Johnny Cage. Don't tease him at the end where it's like, haha, I gotta go off to Hollywood and meet John Cage. No. He should have been introduced in the very first movie. We should have been seeing it from his perspective. He's a failed action star who now fights in a shitty dive MMA bar. Easy. Easy way to introduce Johnny Cage. And then when he does the whole Mortal Kombat thing, it gives him a sense of purpose. He's on a rebound and he's a megastar again. Super simple. You overcomplicated something that was super simple. But I will say, like, every single time Sub-Zero is on the screen, absolute fucking magic. Love that man. Dope as shit. Don't care to remember any of the characters' names at all. At all. At all. And with that, we're rolling into number 3. Without Remorse. I understand that Amazon wants to start like a Tom Clancy universe where they're taking all of Tom Clancy's stuff and they're going to be turning it into shows. This movie is boring. And I feel as though we were debated because it's like, oh, it's Tom Clancy and it's going to be setting up the Rainbow universe. And as somebody who really enjoys both the Rainbow Six games and the Rainbow Six books, I was there. You fucking had me. I was hooked. And then you bamboozled me. You lured me in with Michael B. Jordan and then pulled the rug out from under me with a bland-ass, boring-ass movie. This movie is boring for 95% of its runtime. And the 5% of the runtime where it's not boring is the small scene where they infiltrate the house, that one fight in prison, and then the final scene in the hotel. And all of that probably equals up to around 7 minutes out of this movie. Please don't make this like the basis of the Tom Clancy universe for Amazon, because this is trash. I don't mind Michael B. Jordan coming back, but across the board, I fucking despise this movie. I despise this movie, like, in principle, for what it was. It's bad. I would much rather you just scrap the whole thing and start all over, or just skip ahead a couple years where we actually have the Rainbow Organization and they're just going around the world being badasses. Please, once again, stop trying to over dramatize shit. It's super simple. Michael B. Jordan's character, he's an elite soldier. He is literally an elite soldier. The Rainbow program is literally based on him. He's the basis. Why don't we just have the entire movie be about him fighting, a little bit of intrigue and espionage towards the end, him discovering the truth, then him deciding that he has to create a clandestine organization to more or less deal with threats that the American government isn't posed to deal with. We don't need the dramatization of the whole wife dying, even though I know that that's a portion of the book. We don't need like the over dramatization of the relationships between the different characters. No. The best part about the Tom Clancy's books are simple. Fights and espionage. That's it. Don't overcomplicate this. It's simple as shit. And with simplicity, we're moving into number 2. And I'm looking at you, Thunder Force. Because I don't know what I don't know what Netflix executive drew a scroll and summoned you from the pits of hell, a bargain with a demon himself, to spawn this movie. This movie is fucking horrible. And I understand, Netflix. You really wanted to cash in on the whole superhero thing. Because, to be quite honest, if it wasn't for these 5 movies, your other shitty superhero show, Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter Legacy, whatever the fuck it was called, would definitely be on this list. But it's not on this list. Your Thunder Force movie is on this list. Because your Thunder Force movie is absolute garbage. And I have no idea how you got Olivia Colman to be in your movie. That is an Emmy award-winning actress. Oscar award-winning actress. And you somehow bamboozled and hoodwinked her and genjutsu'd her into being in your movie. Your movie is trash. 100%. If I could take a pill that could strike watching this movie from my brain, I absolutely would take it. Even if the side effects was sleep paralysis for 3 months. This movie is horrible. And Melissa McCarthy has had some super horrible fucking movies. So you definitely know this movie had to have messed with me to a point that I remember both of the main actresses' names. But this movie is bad. And whoever at Netflix authorized this movie, I can only hope that you were purged. I'm not even talking about like purged when you lost your job. You were literally teleported to the Purge universe in the middle of a purge, and you had to fight to survive. That is your punishment for greenlighting this movie. But number 1 on our list. And no, you did not fucking escape me, because I've absolutely been waiting to tear you to shreds this entire time. The Injustice movie. This movie was an absolute injustice across the board. I hated every single aspect of this movie. It is super simple. There is source material. Your source material is good. You're basically taking that source material and turning it into a movie. Don't deviate. Don't switch it up. Don't add a little bit of razzle dazzle because you think you're gonna spice up the content. No. No. There's even a video game that would show you step by step the beats you're supposed to hit with this story. This movie was fucking horrible. And I knew I was gonna hate the movie when after the first 5 minutes, which completely line up with everything from the video game and the comics, it completely killed off a random character. Like, the second the Flash died, I was like, this movie is going to be fucking horrible. It is going to be a goddamn disaster. And as I kept on watching it, I got more and more pissed. Why is Mr. Terrific here? Why is Superman killing children? Yes, he's evil, but we don't see him take that jump for like another 5 years. What's going on here? What happened to these characters who just up and fucked off? Where'd Shazam go? Where'd Green Lantern go? Why does no one talk about the Flash? What's going on here? What's happening inside this movie? Where did Mr. Terrific come from? So they're aware of the concept of multiverses? Are you hinting that because you think you're clever and you're going to introduce a Superman from another universe at the end of the movie? The fight at the end of the movie makes no fucking sense whatsoever. The entire point of Superman from Earth 1 coming to the Injustice universe and completely mollywopping that Superman is because he'd grown lazy, he'd grown content with essentially dwelling inside of this power and authoritarian regime that he had created, while Superman from Earth 1 was putting his life on the line fighting mega threats. He was supposed to absolutely dominate the Injustice Superman. Instead, he gets dominated. Then you bring in Lois Lane from another universe because she lost her Superman, and she has a conversation with him, and he's like, well, I guess I'll just willingly go to jail, and he just flies off. Why? What's happening in this movie? Who authorized this movie? Like, who sat down at Warner Brothers and was like, we've got it, Johnson. This is the best Injustice script that I've ever seen. I hated every single movie on this fucking list. Like, I swear, every single movie on this list triggered the shit out of me. Which is why I really had to break it down to 5, because there's no way in hell I'd have been able to sit through all 10. Because I'd have went off on like a 30-minute tangent on each and every one of these movies faithfully, because they're all trash. And I can only hope we leave them behind in the dustbin of 2021, and whatever is awaiting us in 2022 is better than this shit. But yes, those are my top 5 worst movies that I've seen in 2021. Absolutely fucking horrible. If you have not seen any of the movies on this list, do not even search them out at all. Don't. It is pure torture. They are all fucking bad. You will feel as though you've wasted your time watching these movies. But that's the end of the video. I need to go drink something and calm down. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.